Hello guys, Violent Poison here, and today I'll be doing a tutorial on basic studio functions and stuff like that, because many people might not know how to work out the studio. So let's create a new game right now. Let's go to develop, create new place, and choose whatever you want to choose. I'll just choose a base plate. Well, let's go with flat terrain. Okay, there's flat terrain. Now let's name our place studio / scripting tutorials, because this is the place I'll be using to host my studio / scripting tutorials. And then for axis, so those are basic game settings, so everything's good. Create place. Now to open studio and start editing a game, let us go click edit right here. But before we do that, I might as well set this game to active. I only have one active slots I can use because I have never bought like Builders Club and stuff like that. So let's make this inactive, this place right here, and make this place active. Now let's go edit it. Okay, so what it looks like, looks pretty cool. We have no plugins yet, so I'll teach you how to get around the Roblox Studio. So these are the tabs right here. There is home, model, terrain, test, view, and plugins. There's also a file tab right here, and when you click it, it opens this drop down menu, and it has new, which creates a new place, open, which creates a place from a file, open recent saves, which shows all the recent saves that you did, and published projects, which is like opening project, published projects, close, which is closing the window, save will save the game into a file, but first you have to do save as. You can save it. Publish to Roblox is when you publish a place to Roblox, like you saw in the develop place. Publish to Roblox as is creating a new place in the develop page or something like that. Publish whole game will publish the whole game, and games are basically made out of places, but we will get into that in a future episode. Publish selection to Roblox, it publishes the selected place to Roblox. Export place is to, I really don't know what this does, but probably it creates an OBJ file of the whole place. OBJ files are used in 3D modeling software and stuff like that. About Roblox, this help, it's just basically what it says. Online help helps you. Customize shortcuts is changing the keys of this. Upload the log files is like uploading this, I guess. Settings is where you can change stuff. So let's check that out real quick. There's a Lua tab, game options, diagnostics, rendering, studio, physics, network, and task schedule, and then you can reset all settings to default. You don't really need to change any of this yet. We will get that into the future, so probably. Let's exit out of this. Now let's get into most of this stuff. So at home, most of the stuff in the home tab is basically clipboard, which is like copying stuff and pasting it. And then tools, it's what tools have all the things that is used to move a block or a brick, whatever, or any object. So let's create a new part. See, select just selects a block. Move is to move a block, and the X axis here, the Z axis, the Y axis. Scale will make it grow on a certain axis. Okay, and then rotate will rotate it. That's basically what it does. And then you can set the interval of how much it rotates, scales, or moves. And scale only applies to a single object, not a group of objects in a group instance. Toolbox is inserting items. Let's put that down. Oh shoot. Fail. Okay. And then, well, toolbox is where you get the models, free models and stuff like that. And then part, it creates a part. Let's Control Z that. Okay. And then you can see what kind of parts you can insert. Material will change like just the material of the brick selected. So you can choose plastic, wood plank, slate, stuff like that. Color will change the color, so let's try it. It's blue. Let's choose granite for this. And surface is basically like you want it to be like extruding or smooth. So right now you can see like it's smooth. So let's just put motor. Some of the surfaces do special kinds of things like glue. Glue is like a weld, and hinges and motors and add weld, they do stuff like that also. I don't know if inlets and studs will like stick on like Legos. Okay. Now here is the group, ungroup, and anchor tool right here. Group will basically you have to select 2 or more objects and then you can group them, and then you have to select a group and that will ungroup them. So let's insert a new part exactly the same, and let's select both of them. We can group it. Now it's in a model, or a group as I call it, and then we can ungroup it. And then anchor is to make the block stay still so gravity doesn't like affect it or any outside force, so they are frozen in space. Delete deletes the block or group or selected object. And this is the test section right here. It's where you can test your game in real time. We can get to that later. Tools is the same thing as in the home tab. They also have this part. And there is also solid modeling. Solid modeling is this really cool thing where you can create new objects or shapes by adding on objects or removing objects. And also you can separate a certain solid modeled object so it gets the previous objects, and we will get into that in a later episode also. Effects right here, and you can insert a spawn where people can spawn in, And effects will add like cool effects like explosion. Explosion will basically explode, and you can edit what it's like, fire. And there's point light, smoke, sparkles, spotlight, surface light. The lights are basically adding lights, basically what it says. Surface light will emit light on a surface. Spotlight will emit light only on a certain face. Point light is a light that emits all around the brick or selected parent or something like that. And then this is the advanced section right here. Advanced objects you can insert. So they're like objects that aren't basic, like bricks and stuff, like animation controller, and I don't know what is this used for. And you can insert scripts, stuff like that, so I'm gonna remove that. And then you can insert a model from outside. And in the service you can insert a service like these, but you can only insert some services. Some services are already in the Explorer, but they are just hidden. And then over here you can insert scripts. You can insert the regular script, local script, and the module script. Now let's go to terrain. There are two different kinds of terrain tools. Right now I'm using smooth terrain. As you can see, smooth terrain is this new terrain that was just released close to the time of this recording, and it makes everything look smooth. But if you don't want that, I don't know how to get a place that doesn't have smooth terrain. It will have a different set of tools, and it won't look smooth. It'll just look like it won't look realistic or anything like that. But if you're into that kind of stuff, then try to switch it up for a future episode, and where it's about terrain, stuff like that. Okay, test. This is where we test our game in real time, but simulation, so it isn't real. And then clients and servers, it's where you can go test it with more than one player. And then emulation is where you can try to do it on a device if you want to see everything works good, something like that. And you can mute audio over there. Over here is like the Windows view, so like right here is the Explorer. If you don't want to see the Explorer, just click that Game Explorer. And then there's the output. You will need that for scripting and script analysis. You need that for scripting also, but I don't use that. Command bar, you can run script on that. Object browser just shows like what something is, what a function is. Tutorials is just tutorials. Context help, it's just help. Start page is it's basically roblox.com. Explore is used to explore the items inside the game, and recommended, don't remove that, because you won't be able to find an easier way to find blocks and scripts. And then properties, that's also recommended. It can change like the properties, can change the color of an object, the position, the rotation, and if you can go through it. And then breakpoints, it's for scripts, I think. Yeah. Call stack, scripts. It's mostly scripts over here. Display axis, it shows the axes. I don't know how it's pronounced. And this is a 3D game, so it's X, Y, and Z. Full screen will make the window full screen. screenshot will take a picture. Video record will record the studio. Show grid will show the grid. Basically, it's pretty cool. Let's remove that. Switch windows is where you can, like, if you have multiple places you are editing, you can switch through it, or you can switch over here. Oh shoot. Okay, stats just shows like data about your game, how it's running. Plugins is basically player made or sometimes Roblox made plugins used to help you if there's not the tool in here. And then let's go into properties, and basically each different instance have different properties. So spawn location basically has the same properties as a part, except it has this one section called teams and force field. You can edit stuff like that, like transparency, reflectance. Reflectance is like basically if it reflects stuff. And camera used to like manipulate your camera, like move around and stuff. And I forgot the most important thing to say to you guys. To move in the studio like this, you use the arrow keys to move, or you can use WASD. And then to move your camera, you hold right click and then you turn it around. Left click selects, even if you don't have selected. And then if you want to go faster, like going forward or backwards, you just have to scroll in to go faster and scroll backwards, scroll out to go outwards. And basically that's all you really need to know in Studio for basics. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode and you want to learn more, you can go to wiki.roblox.com and stuff like that. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Please share this video with your friends so I can get more feedback, and remember to subscribe. See you guys. Yeah.